Hi there, welcome to the channel. Today, we're gonna be talking about EA and their future because you just won't believe this. I just found this out this morning, and I just wanted to make a video about it real quick. So, let's get on with it. So, uh, on when was it? Okay, now I'll just read it. But okay, so EA announces completion of acquisition by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners. Now, what does acquisition mean? Well, I searched it up because I don't know this, but an acquisition is the act of getting or buying something. So they've been bought out by these three companies: PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners. So they're investors. They've been bought out by these investors. So yeah. All right. Consortium brings long-term capital, sector expertise, and strategic support to advance EA's next chapter. And consortium means it's a what does it mean again? Consortium means I can't remember, but apparently it means like two or more entities, like, or investors, like, coming together and doing something together. So yeah. This consortium brings long-term capital, sector expertise, and strategic support to advance EA's next chapter. Okay. Alright. Redwood City, Calif, August 4, 2026. Electronic Arts Inc. EA, or Electronic Arts, a global leader in interactive entertainment, today announced that its acquisition by PIF, Silver Lake, and Affinity Partners, collectively consortium, so that's the consortium, the three companies, that's what that means, that's the definition of it, two or more entities, has successfully closed. So successfully they have completed the acquisition, so the buying of EA. The consortium's agreement to acquire EA was previously announced on September 29, 2025, and was approved by EA stockholders at the special meeting of stockholders held on December 22, 2025. So this has actually been like quite a while. Like, this has been a long while in coming. Like, they've been planning this for a while now, so they've been probably talking about it for a long time. So this moment recognizes the extraordinary people whose creativity, ambition, and passion have made EA one of the world's leading interactive entertainment companies, said Andrew Wilson, chairman and CEO of Electronic Arts. We're entering the next chapter from a position of strength with partners who share our vision and ambition. Together, we'll invest boldly, accelerate innovation, and build the next generation of games and experiences for the hundreds of millions of players and fans who inspire us every day. So, they're going to be entering this next chapter, position of strength, with partners who share our vision and ambition. I don't know if about sharing the same ambition. I don't think they do. I think we'll get into it soon, but I'll show you why I think that. Having been a minority investor in the company for more than 5 years, so the minority investor is the PIF and all those other companies. They already were previously probably invested. Well, I'm not saying that they were, but I don't know. I think they were. I'm pretty sure they were previous investors in EA. So like minority investor meaning like from Saudi Arabia. They're from Saudi Arabia. That's where they're investing from. That's where they're located. Having been a minority investor in the company for more than 5 years, we have a deep understanding of EA's unique platform, massive global sports and gaming franchises, and iconic IP, said Turki Alnowaiser. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Deputy Governor and Head of International Investment at PIF. Entertainment and sports are key areas of strategic focus for PIF and are among the fastest growing and evolving sectors around the world. Together, the consortium, the three companies, is uniquely positioned to be a long-term partner to EA's management team in driving sustained growth and innovation for EA and the industry. All right. So they said that the entertainment and sports area, the sports are key areas of strategic focus. So they're focusing on entertainment and sports for these games. EA's franchises are some of the most beloved in entertainment, combining exceptional creative talent with relentless focus on players, said Egon Durbin, CEO and managing partner of Silver Lake. As long-term investors in technology, we admire how EA's innovation fuels imagination and human connection. We're proud to join with PIF and Affinity Partners to invest heavily in EA's growth. So they all come together to buy EA and make something out of it, apparently. Which is already huge, but like not a lot of people really like EA at the moment in its current state. So yeah, we'll talk about that later. But so they said we're proud to join with PIF and Affinity Partners to invest heavily in EA's growth, including what AI can do to enhance game development and play experience. And excited to partner with Andrew and the EA team as they raise the bar for fans everywhere. So, including what AI can do to enhance game development. So when I see a company being bought out that has made huge games for people and has had a lot of influence on the gaming industry and has created honestly great games. When I see AI being mentioned in an article about a company being bought out, I start thinking, I don't know if it's a good idea to mix AI, which has a bubble, with a company, and I don't know. We'll talk about that soon, but EA has created stories, characters, and communities that have come part of everyday life for hundreds of millions of people, said Jared Kushner, Chief Executive Officer of Affinity Partners. We're excited to support the company as it continues to reach new audiences, inspire the next generation of creators, and expand the ways people around the world connect through play. Alright, now I'm going to move on to this. Alright, about Electronic Arts. We all know what Electronic Arts is about, but I just want to read this for you. Electronic Arts is a global leader in digital interactive entertainment. The company develops and delivers games, content, and online services for internet-connected consoles, mobile devices, and personal computers. Alright, EA Sports, Battlefield, Need for Speed, Apex Legends, The Sims, Dragon Age, Titanfall, and Plants vs. Zombies are trademarks of Electronic Arts. So these are the type of games that might be affected. I don't think they're going to be really affected because then again, they said that their focus is, they said it here somewhere. Sports are key. Entertainment and sports are key areas of strategic focus. So I think that the sports game is going to be mostly affected, but probably these games also. And they said something about, we are proud to join PIF and Affinity Partners to invest heavily in EA's growth, including what AI can do to enhance game development. So we're going to be using AI to create these games, in development. Let's go. Yes. Okay. What great news, isn't it? Just kidding. It's not. It's quite weird that this is happening right now, but Electronic Arts is a global leader in digital interactive. Oh, okay, I already read that. My bad. Okay, I was trying to read about the company. So about PIF. So this is one of the companies, and I'm pretty concerned about these companies, especially these two, the PIF and Silver Lake. I'm pretty concerned about these two because these two, yeah, you'll see. So PIF is one of the world's most impactful investors, enabling the creation of key sectors and opportunities that help shape the global economy. Global economy. They help shape global economy. So we got a global economy thing here that affects the global economy. So if they mess up, then that affects the global economy. So deliver returns and drive the economic transformation of Saudi Arabia. My bad. huge place, so they very huge investors here. Big boys. They got big boy pants on. The gaming and esports industry is one of its priority sectors, contributing to the diversification of the local economy, while at the same time driving investment returns. Okay. So yeah. Also, if they mess up a global economy, we'll probably not be affected by it because it's just the gaming sector of things. But whatever. Still, I'm just talking about how this can affect EA and the games that are being made and all the other companies along with EA. So Silver Lake is a global technology investment firm with approximately $114 billion in combined assets under management and committed capital, and a team of professionals based in North America, Europe, and Asia. Silver Lake's portfolio companies collectively generate more than $307 billion of revenue annually and employ approximately 433,000 people globally. So these are some big boys right here, man. They affect global economy, bro. Like these people, like these investors affect the global economy. So these some big boys here. Some huge changes are probably coming. I don't know. Well, I'm not saying they are gonna be huge changes, but they're trying to like take over with the same type of thought process, but they're kind of changing it. I'll show you what their thought process is and how I think that it's pretty bad, and it's not looking great for EA. It's not looking great for future of gaming and whatnot for EA, essentially. But yeah. So about the Affinity Partners, a Miami-based investment firm founded in 2021 by Jared Kushner, with over $6 billion under management, a team of 30 professionals. Affinity focus on growth and equity and technology investments at scale, with a flexible mandate across industries and geographies. So these guys are pretty big too, I guess. I'm not too worried about these guys. But okay, I'm worried about all three of them really. So yeah, cautionary statement, whatever. They say that like these words might change and these whatever could change. The negative of these terms, future and similar expressions also identified forward-looking statements. These forward-looking statements include, but are not limited to, statements regarding benefits closing the transaction. Okay, so that might change. They're saying that like the outcome might change, how they talk about it might change because it's not set in stone really. Our actual results could differ materially from those discussed in forward-looking statements. Some of the factors which could cause EA's result to differ materially from the expectation include the following: risk related to distribution of management time from the ongoing business operations due to the transaction, the risk of any unexpected costs or expenses resulting from the transaction, the risk of any litigation. So litigation means basically a dispute really kind of in court. So litigation is the formal process of settling a legal dispute through a court of law. It begins when a plaintiff files a complaint or lawsuit against a defendant and covers every step through pre-trial discovery, the trial itself, and potential appeals. So they could cause a dispute. There's a risk there of that. But there's always risks in businesses, and there's always risks that you're taking. Like no matter what you do, what job you have, what business you have, there's always risks. So I'm not saying that that's bad or anything, but there's these risks. There's always these risks. So litigation relating to the transaction. The risk that the transaction could have an adverse effect on the ability of EA to retain and hire key personnel. Retain and hire. Another thing. So it might affect the retaining and hiring of personnel, relationships with customers, vendors, partners, employees, stockholders, and other business relations. So, okay. Now, here I'm going to talk to you about how this could probably hurt the gaming industry and why I think that EA is just gonna probably go downhill, probably. I don't know. I'm just saying probably, not saying that it will happen. Okay. So here I also looked in and said, in connection with the merger and as a result of the delisting and deregistration, the reporting person ceased to beneficially own more than 5% of the common stocks effective of the closing date. So that means that their stock was converted into cash, basically, as seen over here. Talk to AI here somewhere. I'm just using it for research purposes. Okay, hold up. In connection with the merger and as a result of the listing and registration, the reporting person ceased to beneficially own more than 5% of the common stock, effective as of closing date. Why did this happen, and is it bad for EA? So it says, this filing language means that Electronic Arts, EA, completed its massive $55 billion take private buyout. So it's been bought out for $55 billion, causing public stock to be cancelled. So now they're a private stock. They're privately owned now, privately traded now, not public anymore. So that means that the public stock has been closed, delisted from the NASDAQ, and no longer publicly traded. The purporting person, such as Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, so that's the PIF, no longer holds a public 5%. So they used to be investors, how they said they were long-time investors for 5 years now and whatnot. They had a 5% investment like into the stock. They own 5% of the stock. Because the old public, okay, so now they no longer hold the 5% block because the old public common stock class technically ceased to exist. So since they had 5% in the public fund, that means that the public fund doesn't exist anymore because it went private now, because now they bought the company and turned it private. And that means that 5% now, so the buyout closed, a consortium led by a public investment fund alongside Silver Lake and Affinity Partners bought out all public shareholders for $210 per share in cash. So they bought the entire damn thing, delisting and deregistration. Because the company is now private, EA filed paperwork to remove its stock from public exchanges and stop filing public SEC reports. So zeroing public shares. So this is why their shares went to 0%, because all public shares were converted into cash rights. So that means that that 5% public share was turned into cash, resetting individual public beneficial ownership reporting to 0%. Okay, and it was converted to cash. So they didn't lose any money on that, but you will see how this is a kind of a weird situation that we have here right now. Is it bad for EA? Not an emergency. It is not a sign of bankruptcy, failure, or distress. So this is not like a sign of like they're bankrupt or failing or in distress or anything. But I'm saying that this situation could mean bad things for EA's like future for gaming, and how this could actually hurt their performance with their friggin' games, because the games, I don't think they're gonna perform too well, and if they do, they're just gonna be a bunch of slop and ads and just monetization all over the place, just putting ads in your face and whatnot. So strategic shift. Going private means EA no longer faces quarterly pressure from public market shareholders, which is actually a good thing. I think this is a good thing. Going private is actually a really good thing, because that means that you don't have to listen to these like stupid investors who know nothing about how gaming it like works, and how the gaming industry should be, led, and they don't know anything about games. Basically, it's just a bunch of old farts investing in there, and they're just rich, and they just mess up everything. That's why Steam is private, because if they're public, then they have to listen to all these damn people that invest, and they don't want to have to do that, so they actually provide a good service. This is why people like Steam, because Steam actually provides a great service, because they don't have to freaking listen to the idiots. But yeah, and I also said this because I read the whole we just read the whole article there. Well, I read the whole thing beforehand. I gave you some parts of it. So I said, since the Saudi Arabian company PIF and Silver Lake and Affinity, so the consortium, the 3 companies partners now together owns EA, does this possibly change plans for future games and creative ideas They do mention in the article that we're proud to join with PIF and Affinity Partners to invest heavily in EA's growth, including what AI can do to enhance game development and play experience. So does that mean that the use of AI will increase? So does that mean that the use of AI will increase and that human creation of games and ideas could be decreased and maybe cause layoffs of lower bottom of the ladder jobs and roles in the future? And then it responded with, yes, the use of AI will decrease and, oh no, it responded with, yes, the use of AI will increase and it is highly likely to lead to immediate job cuts and a shift in how games are created. Because the newly closed $55 billion deal is a leverage buyout, so leverage buyout meaning, leverage buyout, LBO, is the purchase of a company using mostly borrowed money, debt. So they're using borrowed money, so debt, and a small amount of personal or firm cash equity. Target companies' own assets and future cash flow act as security for the loans and payoffs of their debt over time. So they in debt, but they can still like pay out that debt with like the stocks that they're holding right now. They can convert into like actual money. So they're not like actually bankrupt. It's just that it's a weird situation where they bought the company, right? And now they're gonna use AI to like you'll see. Hold on. So now that we are okay, here we are. So okay, because the newly closed $55 billion deal is a leverage buyout, you know what that is now. The consortium, you know what that is now, led not 93.4% by Saudi Arabia's public investment fund. So they're doing most of the money things here or whatever. Along with Silver Lake and Affinity Partners funded the purchase by loading the now private EA with roughly $18 billion to $20 billion in new debt. So they $18 to $20 billion in debt right now to pay off the massive annual interest on this debt. So this debt has an annual interest on top of what we just spoke about, on top of that $18 to $20 billion, which that's a huge interest every time. So for each year, so annual meaning each year there's an interest on the debt. The new owners must aggressively cut operating costs. So they're gonna have to lower the quality of everything and just push out slop. That's basically what's happening here, while using AI to maximize development speed. So they're just gonna use AI and just just keep pushing content over and over. Like, and we know that that's not a great way to do it, because great games are not made by just using AI to speed up development like drastically and just like just maximizing the development speed. Like, that's not what it's about. Like, you know what I'm saying? You need a human hand on it to be able to, which they still do, but I'll talk about why it's bad to just replace the lower part of the ladder, like the career ladder, just completely cut off that bottom part and just replace it with AI. Will AI increase and displace human work? Heavy AI investment. Silver Lake specializes in technology automation. So automation, meaning probably AI. And the explicit goal is to integrate oh my. Holy stutter. Hold up. Let me just reread that real quick. So, Silver Lake specializes in technology automation, and the explicit goal is to integrate generative AI deeply into the development pipeline. So they just want to integrate AI into the development things and whatnot. Great for them, whatever, less cost for them, I guess. But yeah, kind of just makes a lot of layoffs happen. So asset and code automation. AI will increasingly be used to automate repetitive building block tasks. This includes generating background textures, drafting basic programming code, localizing languages, and testing games for bugs. Not bad, right? It's not a bad thing that it's doing those simple things. Yeah, sure. It's a tool. It's being used. It's just being used as a tool. It's not replacing anyone, right? Right? And it's not gonna make the gaming industry bad, is it? No, you'll see why now. Why I think that. It's not good. So fewer entry-level jobs. This is also why this is bad. This shift means the tasks traditionally given to lower entry-level or junior developments will be handled by software, shrinking the total number of human workers needed to build a game. Will this cause layoffs? Massive budget cuts needed. That's always a bad thing. Because EA now faces roughly $1.8 billion in annual interest. So $1.8 billion of annual interest on top of that $18 to $20 billion each year, which they now have to they need to perform to be able to, they just need to push out freaking whatever the ads and the slop and whatever the games and the monetization in the games. They have to push that out, bro. And it's not going to be that good to see. I'm not like, I don't know who would want to play a game where it's just constant freaking ads and monetization, buying and stuff like that. Like it's like Call of Duty basically. So interest payments alone due to buyout debt. Reports from major gaming outlets like Polygon and Yahoo Finance indicate that the massive corporate layoffs are actively being planned. Massive corporate layoffs are actively being planned. They indicate that, of course, but that's just great. Same thing with Xbox, how that whole layoff thing happened. It's happening here as well. So that's just amazing, isn't it? Impact on the bottom of the ladder. Quality assurance, QA testers, junior concept artists, customer support staff, and you don't ever want to replace customer support staff with freaking AI, bro. I've dealt with customer support that was AI on many websites and many apps and whatnot. It's terrible. It does nothing. It just leads you to another human person who actually finally helps you. So it just causes mayhem and just makes the process way longer and just so frustrating. So that's a bad idea. And entry-level designers are historically the most vulnerable to these cost-cutting measures. So you're just gonna have freaking AI designing your games and freaking designing the concepts and whatnot. Like it should be AI slop, bro. Like no human passion, no human love put into the game, bro. Like, just no growth. You see, I guess I'm gonna talk about this more in a second, but I just want to read this. How does this change the future of games? Core creative decisions, major creative direction, such as deciding what franchises to greenlight, like EA Sports, FC The Sims, or Battlefield, will still rely on senior human directors and executives. AI cannot replace high-level human storytelling or emotional nuance. I agree with that fully. And I hope that they do keep these higher ups thingies, like these leaders of the development of the games as human people, because they need that, because it cannot replace that storytelling or that emotional nuance, like I said. Right? But I will now let you know about how the future only leads to this same like wording of, oh, you can't replace that, but it's gonna happen. I can tell you now, it's actually gonna happen. These leading jobs are going to be replaced. 100, like in the direction that they're going in right now. Like I'm like 99% sure personally. Risk versus safe bets. Because the company is private, it no longer answers to public stock market investors. However, because of the heavy debt burden, EA will likely lean into reliable, heavily monetized live service games. I just hate hearing this. Heavily monetized live service games and sports franchises to ensure steady cash flow, making them less likely to take expensive creative risks on unproven new ideas. So, guys, let's just we're no more creativity. There's gonna be no more new creativity in games. When have you seen in the past, like even like freaking 3 years, have you seen a game that actually had some creativity? And I mean, we've seen a few Expedition 33, all of these games, these new games, but But everything now is just like copy and paste. Indie games, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste, copy and paste. And then when it's an AAA game, it's just so terrible. Like it's just yeah, no. I just don't think it's a great idea to, you know, replace these lower jobs because I don't know. I just don't think it's great. And they're not going to take any creative risks. So there's not going to be any new exciting games coming out. I feel probably for the next decade. Unfortunately. Now let me talk about why this is bad. So now that they're having to cut off the bottom of the ladder of the career ladder, right? I'm trying to figure out what was I going to say. Hold on. I'm trying to find out. So since EA now faces that $1.8 billion in annual interest in debt, that means that massive corporate layoffs are going to happen. Okay, so impact on the bottom of the ladder. So people who are still in the career ladder are like in danger, like they in the they like in like the bad part, like they might get laid off and they might get fired from their jobs and lose their jobs. So that's kind of sad. So junior concept artists, customer support staff, and entry level designers are historically the most vulnerable at these cost cutting measures. So this is what AI does. The AI this is what they're going to replace them with. They're going to replace them with AI will increasingly be used to automate repetitive building block tasks. This includes generating background textures, drafting basic program code, localizing languages, and testing games for bugs. So what happens when you remove the people that are in these lower classed jobs in the career ladder? Well, you see, if you replace all the people who are drafting these basic programming codes and learning how to code, and you replace these people who are making these background textures, they're testing bugs for the games and all of this, and you replace basically the junior developers, all the entry level jobs and the it's just like you're gonna replace this whole bottom part of the ladder. What I'm trying to say is that when you remove like when you lay off all the people at the bottom of the ladder of the career ladder and replace it with AI, that means that there's no growth in the company. And what happens is that means that where are you going to get the people? So the people who are in the lead roles, they won't get fired, right? They won't get laid off, right? Not anytime soon, but probably at some point, like in maybe a decade or so, it's probably going to happen, I feel like, because my theory is that if you remove the bottom of the ladder, then those people won't be able to climb the ladder to become these leading people in the industry and in the roles. So that means that these people in the leading roles will have, like, these people at the bottom of the ladder, they'll be replaced, right? They'll not be there anymore ever again because it will just be a bunch of AI freaking robots doing it and developing your games and creating the creative concepts, right? Which means it's just gonna be AI slop. The ideas are just gonna be AI slop. But that means that these lower jobs are just taken out, just robots, and that means there's no improvement to be able to climb up the ladder and become a lead role. And that means that these people in the leading roles are just gonna, like, you're not gonna be able to find any other lead roles because the lead roles are just gonna become really old people. Eventually they'll die, and then you'll be like looking around for other lead roles, but nobody, like barely anyone can be a lead role because now everybody's been replaced in every other company by AI, and there's no improvement in any other company because everybody's following the same freaking concept that they should replace the bottom of the ladder with AI. And now you can't find anyone. And now all of your lead roles are dying and becoming old farts and they can't do anything. No offense, but they can't do anything now because they're old, they're dying, and now you can't find anyone, and now you're like, oh, we don't have any more lead roles left. So, since AI over the decades has becoming so good at doing everything, then we can just replace the lead roles with AI also. Which then eventually that means that every industry in gaming, maybe not even in just gaming, will be replaced. Every leading role will be replaced with AI. Like, basically, that's the gist of it. If you keep going down this path, it builds up, and over a few decades, you have just AI. There's like just AI working in these companies. No people, no nothing like that. And then there's going to be no passion being put into games, no real creativity, no real blood, sweat, and tears being poured into the game. And then you're going to be playing these games, and they're just going to be terrible because the AI slop. And maybe they'll be good, right? Because maybe AI, like I said, maybe AI improves throughout the decades, like really, like a lot, like a lot. Let's say it makes like a really great game, but then you're gonna be playing these games, and you're gonna be like, no humans created this. Like, then how are you like? You're just gonna be playing the game. You'll be like, there's no passion that was put into this game, not like Halo or Combat Evolved. Like, there's a lot of passion put into that game by those developers, and like Gears of War, there's a lot of passion put into that game. Call of Duty, the old Call of Duty, like Call of Duty 4, Modern Warfare, I talked about that game in my last video. Like, then you're gonna realize there's no passion, there's no human hand being put into these games in the future. This is like in dystopian future. Like, I feel like this might actually happen based on what I'm reading here and based on what I'm seeing here and what they're doing. And it's pretty scary because then you'd be like, then our worth is basically replaced in this industry. Like, then basically they don't need you to do that work anymore. And now it's just a bunch of AI robots. And you're not going to want to play that. And then eventually people are not going to want to play those games anymore. They're just going to go back to the old games. They probably just gonna go back to Halo, the old Halo and old Gears of War, and probably Skyrim and Red Dead Redemption. And, yeah. So I just think that it's terrible to cut off the entire bottom of the ladder, because when you remove the career ladder out of business, what do you think happens? What do you think happens when you remove the career ladder? There's no human improvement, and there's no new lead roles in people. There's no improvement in the people's ability. Now there's only AI. AI. Like, I'm just getting Jensen Huang in my head on stage saying AI right now. That's what I have in my head right now, in my brain. Like, I might be like, what's your guys' opinion on this? I might be being too dramatic, but I feel like this is an indicator that these companies are going to turn into just AI because they want to cut costs, they want to cut corners, they want to do all of this. And cutting the bottom of the ladder means that eventually the upper ladder is going to start decaying. It's going to start rotting. It's going to get bad, because then those lead roles are going to become less common in humans because they haven't improved and haven't climbed up the ladder of the literal career ladder. Like there's a reason why in business there's this thing called the career ladder. To be able to get into a company, work there, start off as a newbie, maybe you know some coding and some stuff and some nuances in the industry. But when you now don't have that ability to get that start a like beginner job, then you can't even begin to work in this company. And I feel like that's gonna spread from EA to other companies now. It's already spread from Xbox to EA now. So the same thing's happening here at EA that was happening at Xbox. Now it's gonna keep happening everywhere else. You're gonna just keep hearing about stories about people being replaced. And I just see how the career ladder is just gonna decay. Like when you have no career ladder, there's no way for us to actually improve and get better salaries for a better job, for a higher role, and for all of this. And that causes real problems for the actual company also, because they'll start probably getting hate and losing money and losing reputation. Reputation is very important. Very important. And I feel like Steam is probably going to be the only human company left, most likely. Or they'll be turned, or they'll turn, real, or they'll just become stupid like all the other companies and just say, oh yeah, we're just going to sell our company to these AI, company investors that are known for AI. We'll just sell it to them and then we'll let them just ruin it. You know, it might happen. I'm saying that this might happen. Well, like this whole thing that I've been talking about. Because I feel like the whole career ladder is it's just gonna disappear. The whole thing, like literally the whole thing, even the upper. Because when you affect the bottom of the ladder, of the career ladder, that means there's no entry level. That means that there's no improvement to become that leading role. And to be able to get like any job, then you have to instantly be able to do that higher up job. You'll instantly have to be improved to that level. So you'll have to work without a salary and practice without a salary to get to that role. And that's just going to create real hardship for people to be able to even work in a software company, in a gaming company, and like a game production type of thing. You know, it's going to cause problems there, and I think it's going to cause problems in office jobs. I think it's going to cause problems in probably everything that can be automated. Everything that can possibly be automated. But it's bad because it's just, then we're going to really have an actual dead internet. Like the dead internet theory might actually become a real thing, like a fully real thing where everything you see is just AI, 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 AI. Oh, somebody emailed me about this, and you're doing your job. Like you get emailed by AI, and then you respond with an AI. And it's just a bunch of AI chatting on the internet. It's just AIs chatting with each other on the internet. It's not like even human connection anymore. And yeah, I just personally think it's not a great idea, and also I don't think it's a great idea to be an investor, right? Right, these investors, like all three of them, came together. They leveraged their stuff and whatnot, and basically bought the company and put it in debt, and then are now saying, "Oh, let's just quickly replace everything, like all the bottom parts with AI, and just spit out like slop, 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 and just hope for the best and hope something lands and hope that we make a ton of money and we get out of this debt." Because if they don't, then they're gonna have to pay it off with their own equity, like their own money that they have in the other stocks. Like, and that means that they actually are losing money, not profiting, which they want to be profiting. And I'm sure they'll probably actually make it out of it very easily, because they'll probably make another 2K26, 2K27, 2K28, 2K29 basketball game, and then a bunch of people just eat it up, bro. People just eat those games up. They just eat them up and they don't think anything about it. Like, those games are so terrible. All the sports games are now just like, they're just terrible. And I don't really play them a lot. I used to play FIFA. I used to play PESI. PESI was freaking cool. I used to play all the old football games because they were just so good, and you didn't get hit with a bunch of, oh, buy these coins now to be able to buy this character, or buy this pack, buy this card, buy this character pack, buy this player pack, buy this all this stuff, all this monetization. I played before all of that. But now it's just gonna become AI slop, unfortunately. They say that it's only the bottom roles, right? It's only gonna be the development stage, but guess what's in the development stage? The creativity is in the development stage. The thinking, how do you come up with a character? Oh, you think about it and you're like, oh, it could have like these sharp teeth and it could be like a shark, but it could have like like a rocket strapped to it to fly somewhere. I don't even know. I'm not a game developer, but like that's how you think about it at the beginning. So now you're gonna have AIs just thinking and making up ideas from data that's already on the internet and then mixing it together and hoping that that's what people like, when a actual human being thinking about that would actually know what people like because they've met people, they've talked to people, they know people, they know the gaming industry, which the AI robots just have a bunch of data. Okay. But you need human creativity. And when you take off the bottom of the ladder, once again, of the career ladder, when you take off the bottom of the career ladder, you cut it off, then you're basically causing the rest of the ladder to rot. Because now it's slowly sinking into the AI slop. Because now there's no more lead jobs, there's no more improvement for the human beings to be able to even become the lead roles. And these lead roles are just dying off and becoming old. And you don't have them anymore, so you're like, oh, AI has been improving so well, so we're just gonna replace everyone with AI. And they don't see that. Well, actually, I think they do see that because they're like, oh, we don't gotta pay anyone. We just gotta have a subscription. Oh no, we just gotta make a deal with the AI company to use their AI to do all this stuff and develop all these things. And we all make money without actually providing jobs for anyone, and we're just gonna lay off everyone. Nice. But these things happen. And hopefully it doesn't happen. I hope the best for EA. I hope that I wouldn't hope any bad things to happen. I hope that nobody gets laid off. I hope that none of these layoffs happen. I don't ever want to pray on that. I would never pray for the downfall for anyone or any company. I don't care how bad they may seem in the public space or anything like that. Like, I just want them to create good games. I'd rather have them create really good games instead of creating bad games. I don't want them to not succeed. Like, I really want some good games to come out, some actual creative games. But this is indicating that it's not going to be creative. It's not going to be new, exciting, or anything like that. Like Titanfall was, like that game that they created. Like, that was cool. But now it's just, I don't think it's going to be like that anymore. We're not going to have new, exciting games anymore for probably another decade or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I just don't know. Probably it's going to be we're probably just going to be stuck in this live service thing for a long time. But I'm going to keep playing. I just got into Skyrim. Skyrim is pretty cool. I have never played it before, but I'm playing it now. It is pretty sick. I really like Skyrim. I've never played a game like that before, but it's like really cool. So I'm just gonna keep playing that. I'm gonna keep playing. What else have I been playing? I've been playing. I just played Gears of War 3 and Halo 4. Halo 4 is kind of trash, but I really liked Gears of War 3. And also Warhammer 40k. That's a really good game. And they don't have to freaking use just AI to develop their games. When it's real people developing games and pouring blood, sweat, and tears into a game, it's going to succeed. If it's just a bunch of cool dudes doing their thing, creating games, people who like don't care about like freaking that's another topic, but people who don't care about like being politically correct in their games and just actually create a game to create something that's creative and show how creative they are and create something nice and beautiful like Skyrim. Because when I was in that game, I was like, what, people created this? And I was like really proud to actually be a human being and know that other people created that game, like they had so much talent, so much skill. Like, and now we're going to lose that. Like, we can't lose that. Like, if we lose that, then people will be like, freaking, I feel like depression rate is just would just skyrocket. Because like, what's your meaning to your life if AI just is able to replace, because work life, I think work is a very important, it's a very important thing to work. It's a very important thing to be doing a hobby, to be doing something with your life, because it gives you meaning. And it's not the most important thing, but I think work is very important. We're made to work. God made us to work. God made us to be free and have free will to do things that we love to do, that's where our joy comes from, and joy is what God created, you know? God didn't create all the fear of the job, losing your job, or losing this, or anxiety. So I wouldn't have a fuss over this. I would just say defend your we have to start defending our jobs. We have to start defending human creativity. We have to start defending all those things that might seem cringy or cheesy or whatnot, but you have to, bro. If you don't, then this whole AI thing will just happen. And I just I don't like looking into that future. I don't want to have that future be an actual thing, because it'd just be terrible. It just would suck. So pretty much that's all for this video. I think I just wanted to record this today because I wanted to talk about it. I think it's important that people know about this. I think it's important that people will talk about it so that these companies can realize that it's not a great way to go, because many companies in the past have freaking failed because they replaced people with AI. Many companies. And and then they went, oh, we need to rehire now, and then they failed at rehiring. So let's just, yeah, I'm just gonna end the video there. Thank you for listening, watching, if there's even anyone watching this. But thank you.